I feel like the end of August is always going to be that back to school energy, whether or not you are going back to school. That's just kind of like the feeling of this time. And it makes a lot of sense as Virgo season starts at the end of August and goes well into September when we are going back to school and coming back from our vacations. And depending on which life phase you're in, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of preparation as you are getting your kids ready for school, as you are coming back into a much busier work schedule. And with this Mercury retrograde coming up in Virgo, it is going to throw a bit of a monkey wrench in things. But hear me out, it is for a very good reason and actually will allow us to move forward in like daily routine life and work in a much healthier way. So let me break it down for you. Mercury is the planet of communication. And when Mercury retrograde is happening, which it does a couple times a year, and this time around it is going to be from August 23rd to August 15th. Um, it gives us an opportunity to be introspective. That's with any planet that goes into retrograde. And specifically for Mercury, we are taking more time to process our inner world, our mindsets, our thinking. And during this time, it is always great to be extra mindful about like checking all of your written correspondences from emails to text to letters to contracts, all these types of things, as well as giving yourself a bit of buffer time between meetings, travel. There might be some technology issues. Oh my goodness. Like I have lost like two laptops and a phone to Mercury retrogrades these last few years, and maybe even another phone. I don't know, but these are the times that I've tracked and kind of matched up to, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Oh, I dropped my phone and now I have to get a new one, or I dropped my laptop or spilled water on my laptop more so. So just be mindful of these things. And when Mercury is in Virgo, there is an added element of all things related to structure, the details, systems that, and like plans that we have in our lives, as well as well-being. I truly believe as we kind of like get back into like work and life this August and September, we are going to be getting hit with some hard truths around like, why am I working so hard? What am I working for? Who am I working for? As well as kind of understanding the different schedules that we have. I know a lot of us are back into hybrid or maybe full time at the office, and you coming to terms with the fact that maybe the job that you have now, the way that you work now, is incongruous to your values and how you want to live life. So I believe this Mercury retrograde in Virgo is going to be a very profound and powerful time for career, whether you have your own business or you are working a 9 to 5. If you are working for someone else, you are going to start to really think like, how can I work smarter, not harder, releasing some of the perfectionism that comes from Virgo, as well as creating like smarter systems for yourselves and finding ways to just get the work done faster. Um, and that could be, outsourcing certain things. It could be relying on ChatGPT, like streamlining certain systems and processes. And if you are someone who has their own business or a side hustle, side business, you are going to start reworking how you work, the structure of work, like operationally how the business runs. You might be kind of thinking about different hires you have to make, maybe some restructuring around the current team members that you have. And I really wouldn't be surprised if you kind of maybe change up like how many meetings you have a week, how long are these meetings, and this goes to be true for those who are working for others, working in a larger organization, where you're reporting to people and not working for yourself, and just being very aware of how our time is being spent and our daily routines personally and professionally. You may find that a lot of SOPs get redone. And there's just an overall kind of like thinking and a desire to make things better. But at the same time, like releasing the need for things to be perfect or to look a certain way. With this sign, there is also going to be a stronger focus on well-being, holistic well-being, from like mind, body, and spirit. So I wouldn't be surprised during this time if you are rethinking work-life balance and maybe also thinking that, yeah, I feel like I can't be working Fridays anymore. Or how do I kind of like reconfigure and re-engineer my life so that I only work from like 10 till 1? Um, or finding a job that is more flexible, or maybe shifting into getting a whole bunch of different freelance roles and really asking yourself, like, is this what I want? So it's going to be a deep time of reflection and kind of giving a bit more granularity and details to how this Mercury retrograde is going to affect you. If you are a sun, moon, rising, or north node in Virgo, this is going to affect you a lot more deeply. So if you are a Virgo sun, kind of parts of your identity, who you are going to get a bit reworked. If your moon is in Virgo, then kind of your inner world is going to change. And you may find adding in new systems, new structures, like just kind of reflecting on what needs to be changed in your life. And with a rising sign in Virgo, very much so, the changes and the contemplation will be around like how you show up, kind of like how you move through the world, how others view you. And with North Node, it's going to really trigger kind of a deeper look at purpose and your life lessons, all things North Node related. So take note if you have a major Virgo placement. If you don't know if you have a major Virgo placement, go to yoursaturn.com to get your free career astrology report. Now, adding more detail to how this Mercury retrograde will affect you is to look at where Virgo shows up in your chart. It could be a planet. Maybe your Venus is in Virgo, so this is going to affect kind of like the ways that you define what is of value, how you attract others. This is the planet of love and romance and how you connect with people. So you may find that these are things that you will be thinking as well. And then looking at the individual houses and like how where Virgo shows up. So Virgo is in the first house. So if it's your rising sign, you're thinking about like your identity, your personality. If it's in your second house, this is going to be about money and self-esteem, self-worth. If it's in the third house, communication, social media, writing. In the fourth house, lots of home and family, mindset, female empowerment, feminism, emotional processing, and literacy. The fifth house is about pleasure and fun and creativity and dating. The sixth house is ruled by Virgo. So daily work and health, your routines, coworkers. The seventh house, relationships, business partners, collaborators, contracts. Eighth house, transformation, change, power, sexuality, the shadow self, finance. Ninth house, self-discovery, higher thinking, higher education, international travel and writing, philosophy, publishing. The 10th house, career, achievement, success. 11th house, friendship, community, your dreams. And then finally, the 12th house is a spirituality, it's imagination, psychic ability, intuition, healing. So if you look at your houses and see where Virgo is in your chart, that gives you even more information on where you are going to be feeling a bit more introspective and kind of like where things will be deeply affected in kind of like mindset work that you will be doing as well around these themes. You will survive Mercury retrograde. At times, it can feel frustrating, but again, make sure you give yourself enough time to get to places. Watch out for technological issues. Make sure like your computer is updated, your phone is updated, Zoom is updated. Being aware of any potential travel delays, and know that on September 14th, a day before Mercury retrograde ends, we are going to have a new moon in Virgo. So all of the lessons, all the learnings that we will be exploring and receiving during Mercury retrograde will kind of like lead up to the new moon in Virgo, where we're able to set new intentions and manifestations to things that we want to create in 6 months' time. So, this is actually a very powerful, potent time for you to reimagine how you want work to be. Oftentimes, Virgo can be a sign that is overworked, that does too much. And so, it is a wonderful time for us to reflect and understand, like, am I working too much? Am I working towards the things that bring me joy, that align with my values? So happy Mercury retrograde. And I'd love to know what you think of this episode. And if you want a deep dive on what this Mercury retrograde is going to look like for you, get your career astrology report or book a reading with me. You can find all that information in the show notes.